Welcome to Oilers Nation Every Day with your hosts, Tyler and Liam.
I don't want to win 3 hockey games in a row. 3's an unnatural number. We have 2 arms, 2 legs, 2 hands, 2 eyes. 3 is not supposed to happen. 2's enough. Let's get into it with the lead. If you win 2 out of every 3 games for the rest of the year, you're probably going to win the division. You don't need to win 3 games in a row.
You know, that was a weird hockey game last night. Chippy, low event, oddly excited.
Pardon?
If you hate hockey, that was one of the worst games I've ever watched in my life. What the hell are you talking about?
I literally turned to Amber. We went to the game. My dad was nice enough to give me his tickets last night, little impromptu date night. I turned to Amber halfway through the second period and was like, we could be at home right now.
It was so bad.
We could have been like doing laundry during the intermission, could have cleaned up the house a little bit. Oh my God. That was one of the most boring. You could have dropped me Collingwood, Castle Downs, CAC. Drop me in any rink that had a beer league game going on last night. Would have been 100 times fucking better than what we had to watch until the third period, which we'll talk about. Welcome into Oilers Nation Every Day. We're live from the Sports Closet studio. Check them out online at sportscloset.ca. The show is also a presentation of Bet365. Download the app today. Use the promo code NATION, whatever the moment. It's never ordinary at Bet365. Our guest today is Jeff Marek. He'll join us in about 10-15 minutes time. Coming off the heels of the sheet, he'll talk to us a little bit about, some trade stuff with the Oilers, some roster stuff. Jeff, obviously, very well connected and one of our favorite guests to have on throughout the week. So he'll stop by in a little bit. We have a new sponsor on the show we're going to tell you guys about a little bit later on. But yeah, up until the third period of that hockey game, it was just terrible. And part of me goes, wow, the Oilers were really bad. Part of me also looks at the New Jersey Devils and goes, you guys are also really bad because you didn't take advantage of any of that shit.
Well, it was that fourth line that they got both the goals for them.
Yeah.
And they should have
Arseny Griciak.
Yeah, I didn't like that goal, but I think it's fair to say Tristan Jarry made up for it in the end. Really weird game in the sense of, especially probably more in the third, I would say, but like first 2 periods, couldn't even get to the net.
Yeah.
Second period, couldn't connect a pass. Third period, like grade A chances, they literally couldn't get off their sticks. There's a few times. Nuge had one right in front. I think Hyman, I think Wallman had one too.
Yeah.
Strange.
In the second period, I was playing a game where I was trying to see how long it would take for a team to successfully make 3 straight passes. I got bored of it by about the 11-minute mark of the second and stopped playing because I realized it was a dumb game. But like, it was just bad. It was bad. It was so bad. And again, that game was right there for the taking. I think it was Gregor who had the point of like, they were very lucky to, maybe it was Bob, someone good tweeted it. They were very lucky to only be down 2-1 through 40 minutes. And then they were unlucky to have not tied up the game in the third period, right? Totally. Hit a post. Jake Allen made a couple incredible saves, all of that stuff. But the bottom line is, I don't think any one of the 18,000 plus Oilers fans who were in attendance last night were walking to their cars in the wind, trying not to slip on the ice.
Crazy wind yesterday.
Crazy. I don't think anyone was walking to their cars after the game last night going, darn, we got robbed.
No. And if you were, I'm not sure what hockey game you were watching. I saw
maybe you were watching whatever hockey game was watching.
I think I could have watched the back of my eyelids and been more entertained last night.
Yeah?
Like, it was just a weird one. And it's disappointing that the Oilers get to this third game in a row and they're just bad. Like, you watch them and I got a couple of...
When Liam's notes. Writing things down on a small piece of paper, that's when you know a banger's coming.
But, like, you look through these games and I'll read out the games they've lost 8 in a row. The third game that they've been a chance to win, they've lost. I believe it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Thanks, Aaron. I'm going to read out these games, and you tell me your first thought on these games. You guys can both play along. Okay. First one, New York Islanders 4-2 loss on the road.
Boring, flat effort. Couldn't get a goal.
Seattle 3-2 loss on the road.
Boring, flat, couldn't get any effort going.
I think there's going to be a theme here.
Yeah. Might be a theme. Columbus 5-4 road loss.
Did they have a big third period push in that game?
They did have a big third period push, but how did the game start?
Goalless in the first period.
Flat,
boring, sluggish.
How many shots did they have in the first period of that game? 4 shots in the first period of that game.
I put down here slow first. With the Islanders game, they were also outshot in the first period. The Seattle game, they were not outshot in the first period. That was the only one. Buffalo 4-3 at home. Honestly, the Buffalo game, I'll just jump in this one, was last night's game. Edmonton just scored 3 goals in the third period.
Yeah, I was going to say, goalless through the first 40 minutes, only 8 shots in the first period.
Yeah.
Okay.
Montreal 4-1 on the road.
They couldn't score.
Sluggish.
Yeah,
Flat.
They had the 5-3 power play at the start.
Yeah.
They were terrible. Calgary on the road. This was the one right after Christmas. Pretty sluggish, boring game.
Yep.
LA Kings at home. That was obviously last week. They lost 4-3. I wouldn't say they were sluggish in the first period. They actually did have the lead in this game.
But they only had 6 shots in the first period.
I think this is the one somewhat of an outlier in a bit of a way. They go to a shootout last night. We all know what happened. So here's the other trend I'll tell you. Connor McDavid, 25 minutes, 20 seconds time on ice, 8th, this highest minutes this season.
Okay.
McDavid against Seattle, 24-43, 13th. McDavid against Columbus, 24-18. That's his 20th. Now this recent run. Buffalo, 4-3 loss at home, 6th most time on ice, 25-51. Montreal on the road, 4th most time on ice, 25-52.
You're saying time on ice for games this season for him,
Oh,
obviously.
yeah, just this season. Calgary, 3-2 loss on the road, 26 minutes, 39 seconds. LA, 27-36. That is his first. Last night was his 9th most time on ice, 25-17. So, here's my conclusion.
Only
on all
player
of
who
this.
played more last night was Bouch.
And a few of these games, Draisaitl has played a little bit more, but McDavid's just been in all of these games, so that's why I did that. Other guys don't get going, and they just have to rely on their top guys so heavily. Like last night, I know Draisaitl was out, whatever. They just won a game 6-0 without him too, so it's not much of an excuse. Same with the
They scored 11 goals their first 2 games without him.
Exactly. I just haven't. That McDavid seems to be the only one going in these games, and I'm not saying these minutes aren't warranted.
Yeah.
But when you go back and look at them through it, it's like, oh no, he was just really dominant, and no one else did anything. And even last night, it was the first line that had the chances. That was it.
Well, it was the first line that had the chances when they put them all
In the
together
third-
in the third period.
yeah.
Which at first I didn't like, but then I was like, well, actually, no one's moving. I thought the third line was okay, to be fair.
The third.
They got going, Roslovic and the
Yeah,
kids.
they were good. That's fair.
But yeah, it was just, again, a horrendously flat effort. I was just in a miserable mood at the game. This fan base, like in person, you haven't been to a lot of games this year, right?
Just one.
This building, the way they react when Evan Bouchard does anything, even like that could be remotely construed as poorly, is insane. If I was Evan Bouchard, I'd be so pissed playing on home ice.
So it's silly too because he's given us so many great moments on home ice.
Yeah.
Like at the LA Kings game last season.
But, like,
it's the only reason they went through is because he scored that goal.
There was a point last year, maybe the year before, where like early in the year, Nurse was really struggling. And it kind of got to the point where like the crowd was just on him no matter what.
Yeah.
Yesterday, there was a play, and like again, Bouch has the odd bad turnover. Yesterday, there was a play where McDavid, in the first period, he came up from behind the net, and he threw a pass up the middle that I would yell at one of my beer league teammates for doing. It was the dumbest pass you could have made. Instantly picked off right inside the blue line. I don't think it led to a scoring chance because, like I said earlier, the Devils also stunk last night. He did that, and then like it was a couple of minutes later, Ekholm went D-to-D and threw one in Bouchard's feet, and then Bouchard was trying to like pull away, and I think he got his pocket picked. And it felt like my whole section was like, oh my God, Bouch, oh my God, Bouch. And it's like, again, we can't just be getting on that one guy when the whole team was playing bad.
Yeah.
There was also a very funny moment in the second period because they were coming towards me where Evan Bouchard he was the guy back defending a 2-on-1 because Ekholm got caught in the neutral zone. And someone sitting a few rows behind me just went, of course it's Bouch.
Defending?
He was defending the 2-on-1. And then there was someone who shall remain nameless, but I talked about them before the show because, I'm not a fan, who was yelling at him while the Oilers were hemmed into the zone. Oh, yeah. Get off the ice, Bouchard. They were hemmed in. They were they were stuck, and someone was yelling at it. Like, this fan base has lost the plot with Evan Bouchard, and I say that when I say this fan base, I do not mean the people in our YouTube chat who I love very much. It was the idiots who I mentioned in previous shows. This fan base has just lost the plot with him. And it's so annoying to sit at a game and listen to all that. I will say, here's where I'll give some Bouchard hate. He needed to shoot the puck last night. And that is one thing that really frustrated me last night with the Edmonton Oilers was in the third period, they did get going and get some looks. But there were so many opportunities. Jack Roslovic, I think it was him, had the puck right at the face-off circle and just didn't shoot it. Yeah. He took it back to the outside. And it's like, when you're fighting it, when you're not getting offense going, I think the best approach is simplicity. And sometimes with this Oilers team, it feels like when they're fighting it a little bit, they try to skill their way out of it. And that is annoying. So yeah, it's ridiculous.
It is silly. There was also a silly comment in Sofa King. Come on, man. All woman. Sorry, you've been in the chat a lot recently, but to say the St. Louis and Vancouver wins don't count is unfair, because if they lost, you'd be pissed.
Yeah.
They won both of those games convincingly, like you said, outscoring their opponents 11-0. It's only their third time in franchise history. Two different goalies have had back-to-back shutouts. Mm-hmm. It's impressive. I'm sorry, I have to discredit that entire comment, because it's not fair to do that. They play the schedule, and that's what the schedule was. They won those games. We're mad that they lost to St. Louis, and they were the 25th team in the league. Yep. New Jersey.
Okay, I didn't realize Jeff popped in, so let's get out to our guest line. It's brought to you by Oodle Noodle. You can take advantage of the value menu deal and add 2 green onion cakes, 5 spring rolls, and 6 wontons to your order for just $2. My approach tonight, because we're leaving tomorrow, to Jasper, Liam. I don't want to cook tonight. I don't want dishes, and I don't want to have to make lunch tomorrow. I'm doing a massive Oodle Noodle order tonight, and that will feed me for the next 24 hours. Okay. As we welcome in Jeff Marek from The Sheet, weekdays on the Daily Faceoff. Jeff, how are you doing?
I'm well. You know what? Because first of all, you don't know. You guys were grooving. You guys were rolling. Just keep going. Because one of the things that it reminds me of listening to you guys is, first of all, the passion for this team is really obvious. But it's a reminder to everybody, because a lot of fan bases that is the nature of fandom, more so than ever. And maybe it's just a byproduct of this league is better covered. And there's different types of coverage. Does it not feel to you guys, I was mentioning this to Johnny Lazarus about a month ago, does it not feel like there's no such thing anymore as an 82-game season? It's 82 one-game seasons.
And
every game itself, that's what it feels like. It's 82 one-game seasons. And I get it. That's the nature of living and dying with your team. But, I'm listening to the conversation, and my first thought, covering things from a sort of national perspective is, it's January, man. This is where the dog days begin, and it happens with good teams. It happens with bad teams. It happens with middle of the pack teams. But right now, and we see it starting at the beginning of every single season. The idea of easing into a season, which used to happen, is gone. It's completely gone. You need to hit the ground. You need to hit the ice skating right away, or it's instant trouble. The idea of easing into anything now doesn't exist in the NHL. I don't know if it's a good thing. I don't know if it's a bad thing, but it's a thing.
It is funny. It's just the emotions of the season.
But it's good.
The one thing at the start of the year that was a big narrative for everyone is they don't win in regulation. So, okay, well, they're still winning, and now they currently have the most regulation wins in the Pacific Division. Let guys breathe a little bit. Let them ease in. I don't know. I agree, Jeff. Here we are on January 21st. The Oilers are currently second in their division, and the way some of us talk is if they haven't won a game all season.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I know. It's again, it's not a perfect team. I mean, the closest to a perfect team we see in the NHL, the Colorado Avalanche. But it's not a perfect team. Every team has flaws, and part of the fun of just being a hockey fan is documenting all of them and making them feel like it's the most important thing in that team on that day. I get it. The only point that I was trying to make is too, it's every now and then it's really healthy just to pull back and do what you guys just did and said, hey, man, like Liam says, man, it's January 21st. This is a really good hockey team, and they're going to improve by trade deadline. There's some good stories. There's some bad stories. There's a bunch of big question marks. There's a bunch of big smiley faces. There's a bunch of big check marks. It's a hockey team making its way through a season.
Mm-hmm. And, I mean, I had this conversation with Petey today after he did DFO Live with me, but he was like, oh man, do you think I'm going to get my trip up to Edmonton in the spring? Are they going to be able to? And I said, listen, if you would ask me January 21st last year, I would have said, I don't know if this team has what it takes to make the Stanley Cup Finals. And January 21st, the year before, granted, they were on a 16-game heater at that point, but even then, a lot of people pointed to flaws. I don't know. This is a team that, like others, will be judged on what they do in the playoffs. And a big story right now, Jeff, is that the Oilers can't win 3 games in a row. They win 2, and then they have a totally flat effort. But even that, like if you win 2 out of every 3, okay, like that's not a bad thing.
It's fine. It's fine. Playoffs are completely, again, let's not forget, playoffs are a completely different animal. And at the beginning of every season, I always like to mention this. At the beginning of every season, there are a number of teams that just need to get through the regular season because all the answers are in the postseason. Mm-hmm. Like, how much are we really going to learn about, this era's edition of the Edmonton Oilers by the regular season? A couple of things, but they're pretty small. Like, there are just some teams that are just like, let's just get past the formality of 82 games and just get to the postseason. Because for some teams, that's where all the answers are. Not to disqualify covering them on a day-to-day basis, because it's interesting, right? And you learn a lot about players, and you learn about personality mixes and how teams are going to be managed through a regular season. But for a team like the Edmonton Oilers, the regular season is kind of a formality. Just get to the postseason, because that's where all the answers are, and that's where all the games change too. So I wouldn't put too much into, you know what, they can't string together 3 wins in a row here. The season is shot. Regular season teaches you nothing about the Oilers. Not when you're this good. It teaches you nothing.
It popped up in the chat, so I'll throw it your way. But yesterday, Connor McDavid got clipped up high as he was coming into the zone. No call. Vasily Podkolzin goes and sticks up for his captain and their best player, drops the gloves, and his reward is not just 5 for fighting, 2 for instigating, 10-minute misconduct. Does it not feel like as a league we're past the... Are we maybe past the point of needing the instigator, though, is kind of my point, or do you still think it serves a purpose?
I never liked it to begin with.
Okay.
Because you could make the argument that Podkolzin didn't instigate that fight. It was a high stick that instigated the fight, and I know I sound like I'm, I dragged my knuckles getting on the way here to the program. Put it this way: once you've introduced the instigator, you can't take it out. Okay. Right? Just like once you've gone to video replay for offside, goalie interference, the toothpaste is out. I don't mind. Like, put it this way: I don't mind Podkolzin getting the instigator in that one, because to me that's the cost of doing business. Mm-hmm. And it's penalties like that teams go, we can kill that off. Mm-hmm. Like, there's some a little trip here. Those are going to be hard to kill off. A little hook there, like lazy penalties. To me, that's not a lazy penalty. Mm-hmm. That's an investment penalty by Vasily Podkolzin. That is one of those where the guys on the bench go like, you know what? We're effing killing this one off. We're killing this one off because he's out there defending our guy. I mean, listen, McTavish was going on about it yesterday in the intermission as well, about, one of the great things about Podkolzin here. Like, right away, no questions asked, he goes right at Jonathan Kovacevic. No questions asked. There were, and the most famous one from last year, the Buffalo Sabres, which Tage Thompson, when he got destroyed by Steph Nason, and everybody on the Buffalo Sabres was looking for loose change on the ice. How much did that devastate the Buffalo Sabres? It was awful. Mm-hmm. To me, I don't care about the penalty. All I cared about is right away, no questions asked, don't care about the penalty. Right away, Podkolzin went at Kovacevic. Take that all day long.
I think a couple of things when I think about this. Like, I think if you're going to give the instigator, that's fine. But I think the 10-minute game misconduct should almost be like, is that deserved of it? And I would say no in that case. Like, for him to sit out for 17 minutes seems wrong.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. But the other side of it, which I think is interesting, is let's say if the Oilers had a bit of a mob mentality in this scenario and they just all jump on Kovacevic, all of a sudden it's a 3-4-man scrum. Everyone just gets 2 minutes for roughing. And then it's just evened out. So they're almost just saying, like, just punch each other with your gloves on.
And then, you
and then we'll just give you guys 2 minutes each. You know what I mean? Do you think that would be the case?
You know who has that? Just as an aside here, Liam, because it's a really good point. You know who has that mentality? There are 2 teams that jump to mind right away:
Tampa and Florida.
Florida Panthers and Tampa Bay Lightning.
Hey, good job.
Tampa Bay Lightning and the Florida Panthers have that. If you do, and it doesn't matter who it is. Like, how many times have you seen, I don't know, Braden Point get hit? and the first guy in is Anthony Cirelli, right? Or, pick your Victor Hedman, like anybody. Like, it doesn't matter who's on the ice when someone gets fouled. It's like they travel as a pack. This was the lesson of the Philadelphia Flyers in the 70s. You do something to one, we do something to all, and it's everybody pack mentality. It's that kind of mentality that wins cups, right? And you look at situations like with Podkolzin yesterday, and that's an investment penalty. That's an investment penalty because it's the example up and down the bench of we do something about this. We don't cut our skate laces when something like this happens to Connor McDavid. You do something to one of our guys, we're all on you. Like that moment is not just about, the instigator, the 5, the 2, the 5, and the 10. That was about, this is how we're going to behave as Edmonton Oilers. Because trust me, you go up and down that bench, that's the reaction, and that's the reaction the coaching staff wants, that's the reaction the general manager wants. We're fine with that. That penalty, Liam, is the cost of doing business, and we're fine with it. And as someone just watching it, yep, I get it, 100%. Kovacevic goes at our top guy. Someone's coming right away, no questions asked. Closest person to Kovacevic had to go at him, and he did. Passed the test.
So where it did kind of hurt the Oilers, though, they were going 11-7 last night. So then they were down to 10 forwards for 17 minutes of that hockey game, which isn't great.
It's fine.
They're down to 11-7 because they're keeping 3 goalies on the roster and can't afford to call up an extra forward right now with the injuries they have. How long are they going to do this? It's the number one debate right now in the fan base.
As long as they can. As long as they can, they will do. I'm firmly convinced of this. I'm firmly convinced they will do this as long as they can, because you can be sure that there are teams out there. Like, if you want to put Pickard on waivers, there will be conversations. Like, every team will have the conversation, okay, Calvin Pickard's on waivers. And someone in the organization will say, well, you know what? He pretty much single-handedly beat the LA Kings. Someone else will go, yeah, you know what? Yeah, you know what? As opposed to the other conversation within the Oilers organization, which I would imagine sounds like, A, we don't want to do this because first of all, everybody loves them. And B, the cover that we have is we want to make sure that Tristan Jarry can stay healthy. And we're not going to make a move right now in case Jarry gets hurt again, and then we're down 2 goaltenders. And that's why I say they're going to put this, it feels like they're going to put this thing off as long as they can, Tyler. And I don't think it's necessarily the wrong thing to do either. They have the cover of, we got Jarry's health, popular in the room, all that, I get it. But again, to my previous point, all the answers are in the playoffs. All the answers are in the playoffs for the Edmonton Oilers. That's why if I'm Stan Bowman, right now I'm putting this decision off as long as I can. And if you put him on waivers, someone's going to claim him.
Really, you are convinced of that? Someone would keep him around?
Yeah,
I mean, Philly is the one team that I keep looking at.
Philly's the obvious one.
Yeah.
100%. And then in the back of my, it's funny, that's the one in the back of my mind. Someone's going to claim him. Marek, just say it. Philly.
Yeah. Right.
So could they just trade him to Philly?
But they want to keep the insurance, right?
Yeah,
so
I guess.
Maybe there's an American. I just think you're maybe complicating it. And then there is always, I don't think it's the sole reason, but then there's the in the room with Cal. That you got to keep bringing up.
So
part of me is like that. Like, I'm of a couple of minds. One, I understand it, and the season is long. Like 82 games, I keep coming back to this full season thing. The season is really long, and here we are on the dog days, and this is the time where grumpy people really emerge, or happy people get grumpy, and you need someone around just to make it fun to come to the rink. You know, like I understand, like, oh, he's a good guy in the room. Yeah, they don't flood the room. I get that. I understand they don't flood the room, but the season is long, and you need people around to make it still fun and prosperous to come to the arena every day. It shouldn't be the only decision, but I do think that it is a factor as you head into the dog days here.
So one thing that's happened that's also interesting with the Oilers is Adam Henry got injured, and their offense looks very different. He's playing with a ton of pace. It looks like it's the way it should be, I guess.
Fourth line has an identity.
Yeah. So now we're looking at a scenario where we've been told Adam Henrique is out until after Christmas, the Olympic break. how far could that extend? And is there a world where we don't see Adam Henrique until the playoffs and all of a sudden the Oilers have $3 million more in cap space?
Possibly. I don't know. The one thing that the Adam Henrique situation has made me wonder about is if you're Stan Bowman. Okay, first of all, let's play a little game. At trade deadline, what's easier to get, a center or a winger? What's more readily available?
Winger.
So again, I think we've had this conversation before. How married are you to Ryan Nugent-Hopkins playing with Connor McDavid on the wing? Or do you say to yourself, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, third line center, easier to go out and get a winger? That's what I wonder about here. If he's out, Liam, to your point, if Adam Henrique is out longer. I know I keep trying to force this like third, but I keep coming back like third lines in the playoffs, as you guys know, are so important. And, if you believe the top six is wash and you win with your third line, we saw this with Florida, we saw this with Tampa, we saw this with Paulson's line in 07 with the Ducks. There is history here of doing this.
I think yeah.
Go ahead, Lynn.
I was going to say, I think we're seeing it right now of how essential a third line is for the Oilers. And I don't think any of them will play on the third line for them in the playoffs. And Howard, Roslovic, and Savoy, but maybe one of them. But either way, they're playing better. And now the Oilers' offense has looked significantly better. And imagine what they could do if you're right. If Nuge falls down, they get a top six guy or they get a third line center, whatever it is. It's clear that needs to be an essential part of the winning recipe.
They won't go on a run if they don't find a third line.
Yeah.
And that's it. That is where you win Stanley Cups. Mm-hmm. These guys don't often win, Conn Smythe trophies, but ask the Pittsburgh Penguins how much that Bonino line meant to them. Yeah. Ask Brian Burke what Sammy Paulson's line with Moen and Niedermeyer meant to the Anaheim Ducks in 2007. Ask about Listoranen's line last year with the Florida Panthers. Ask about Yanni Gourde's line with the Tampa Bay Lightning. Again, these guys are not the superstars, but you can make the case that could Phil Kessel have won the Conn Smythe Trophy?
Should have.
The Penguins. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's why if you're Stan Bowman, again, it is, and I know I've talked this with you guys all season long. You're Stan Bowman. It's the quest to build the third line. And everything I do think should be in service of building that third line for Edmonton. So crucial to get over that Stanley Cup hump.
And I do think this is an organization that you can point to a whole bunch of decisions that Bowman's made. Versatility is something they clearly value. Roslovic, I know he kind of fell into their lap, but can play center, can play the wing. Jake Wallman can play both sides. Spencer Stasny can play both sides. They seem to really value these players that give Chris Knoblauch options. So going into the deadline, hey, that's why Boone Jenner's at the top of my list, because I look at Boone Jenner and go, is he Zach Hyman light next to Connor McDavid, or is he third line center? You know what? Either way, that's a win for us. Go get a guy like that.
Let me throw a name at you guys. I want to do this on the sheet tomorrow. I'll do it with you guys here.
Yes.
If the Winnipeg Jets continue, and I know they play better of late, but if it gets to the point where it's going to be obvious the Winnipeg Jets are not going to make the playoffs, what if Stan Bowman calls Kevin Cheveldayoff about Jonathan Toews?
We debated this yesterday. He's looked better as the year's gone on. I think a lot of people are stuck in the.
No, he's getting better. And do you want someone in the playoffs who's going to win 70% of the faceoffs?
Yes.
Ideally.
Because there will be teams that come to Winnipeg asking about Jonathan Toews, and he costs you basically nothing, right? Yep. And he would have to waive to go, but nonetheless. I really wonder, and as Winnipeg fell, that was one of the names that I kept wondering about and where he could fit. Mm-hmm. I don't know, man. Edmonton in the middle, third line.
Here's my concern with it. Again, if he would waive, yes, it's the bonuses for me. And I was texting Hart from Puckpedia just to get clarification on it. But if you bring him in, because remember, playoff salary cap, all that stuff, you're going to be on the hook for $500K when you make the playoffs. That's his bonus. $250K per series win. And I mean, listen, if you win the Stanley Cup, no one's going to give a shit about the $1 million bonus at the end. But still, like, there will be bonuses on that deal if you go on a run with Jonathan Toews. And I guess if you go on a run, are you really going to complain? But the bonuses are a factor there, especially with that playoff cap.
No doubt. This is, again, like, there's no perfect scenario here. And in a lot of these situations, by filling a hole, you create a hole elsewhere. Like, I know full well, like, if you're gonna move Ryan Nugent-Hopkins down to the third line, you're making a hole, and that's something that has to go out and be addressed. I just think it should be part of the conversation. I really do. And from a tactical point of view, I don't know, man. If you believe you win the Stanley Cup down the middle, as many do, boy, that looks good.
I like that. Jeff, appreciate your time. Thank you for doing this, and we'll chat again with you next week.
No problem. See you, boys.
See you, Jeff.
There you go. Jeff Marek from The Sheet, weekdays, Daily Face-Off, YouTube. He had Berkey on today. Always gold. Always gold when he has Berkey on. All right, let's keep cruising along with the show. The Toews thing, it's in my head.
In what way?
Right shot, wins, draws. I see the fit. I worry about a couple of things in his game, but Stan Bowman is the Edmonton Oilers GM. I can't get that connection out of my head. What if your third line for the playoffs was Toews down the middle, left wing, or one wing is Rozovic, and the other wing's Panarin? I'm joking. But I can't get the Toews thing out of my head. I can't. I've thought about it once, and now I can't stop thinking about it.
I'm all out.
I know.
Because...
But what would it take for you to be in?
If we rolled back the clock 10 years and he could skate again.
He's been playing better, though.
That's fine. I just think the Oilers need to play with pace. And I would have to watch him a little bit more, but I feel like there's a better one out there. I would really worry about the money for next year, and it's a lot to take on. Like, we were so worried about the Connor Brown one.
Okay. Can I throw you another just quick counterpoint into this?
Sure.
Does your mind, he is left-handed. That's my bad. Does your mind change at all if Winnipeg takes Mangiapane's money for next year? So then you can sit there and say, shit, we might get stuck with like $1.5 to $2 million in bonuses if all goes well on our playoff run, but we're out that 3.6 for next year, so it's maybe a net positive.
So how much is the Toews stuff, sorry?
Toews is $500K once. I'm assuming he'll get to his 60th game with the Jets, so you aren't on the hook for that bonus. So it's $500K at the playoffs. But that was playoffs plus 50 games played. So I wonder if all that goes to the Oilers. It probably would go to the Oilers. Okay. Anyways, $500K at the playoffs, $250K per series win. So $750, $1 million once you get to the conference final. If you get to the cup final with Toews, and he's played 50% of the games in each of those rounds, you're up to 1.25. Then if you win the Stanley Cup, you're up to 2.25. If you're out Mangiapane, 1.3 million. I also think this is a Toews thing where, like, if he does put his hand up to Winnipeg and say, all right, like, I'm going to wave, like, I really want to go somewhere and win. Part of this too might be like, if he feels like as the year's going on, he's starting to play better and better hockey, he might be like, okay, I actually do not want this to end when the regular season ends. Like, I need to prove myself in the playoffs.
Yeah, and that's fair. The other side of things that we just to throw into the equation, Jack Campbell's buyout goes up for next season, an extra $300,000.
Yeah.
So you put that on the Toews thing. I don't know. I don't know if the juice is worth the squeeze there.
But like,
when you could probably just pay up and get a Jenna or a Coyle or whatever.
I'm living in a world where Toews is my only ad. It's the final thing I'll say. I'm getting them both. I'm going to Columbus. I'm getting one of those guys. And then I'm going, because I think Jonathan Toews, I think you get him for next year's 5th round pick that you got from Boston. Like, I just don't think Winnipeg's going to sit there. And again, I don't think they'll be like, I think Toews will pick a spot. I think if this happens, I think it'll be very like Giroux to Florida-esque, much better hockey player. And I know Florida still had to pay a ton for him, but like,
1st round pick.
I think Winnipeg will sit there and be like, you know what, we're going to do right by him. Also, we're going to get out of some of these bonuses.
37. I can't wrap my head around it. I cannot.
I'm not giving up anything more than a 4th round pick for Jonathan Toews.
I think it's just not worth it. Next season, McDavid gave you all this money, and then you're just going to dump $2.5 million on it on Jonathan Toews, who isn't playing in your team. If you win the Stanley Cup, sure, it doesn't matter, blah, blah, blah. But if you don't win the Stanley Cup, you just stuck with $2.5 million.
But it's only 2.5 if you win the cup, in which case we won't care. I'll write the check myself. Just kidding. Don't have that kind of smoke. It's only 2.2 if you win the cup.
Yeah.
If you get to the cup final, it's 1.25. I don't even think you're complaining there. It's if you make the playoffs and burn out in round one, it's $500K. And again, like I am throwing like some caveats in here. Like I'm not giving up anything more than a fourth for them. I want them to take Mangiapane. They have been one of the teams linked to Mangiapane. Mm-hmm. I want them to take Andrew Mangiapane in the deal. So then again, like I'll spin it into a positive.
You save $1 million on that, whatever.
Let's say you got out of Mangiapane in this deal. It's Mangiapane and the fourth in 2028 for Jonathan Toews at 50% retained for the rest of the year. He's a $1 million player that helps your cap picture in the playoffs. And if you burn out and you lose in round one, but you had to pay him the $500,000 in bonuses, you're actually net positive $3.1 million for next year.
Yeah, so I said negative into a positive.
Yep. And then you head into next season with, instead of 12.3 like you have projected right now, you have 15.4 in cap space. That's tempting.
I actually don't. Sofa King, you've come back around on me. He said, can we get Stanley as well? Now, that's the thing. Like, if they were like, hey, because Toews is 2.5, right, this year?
Yeah.
His actual base salary is 2. Just 2.
Yeah, just 2.
So if they're like, hey, we'll keep 50 of Stanley, so then you're you're 1.75.
Yeah.
Mangiapane goes, you throw in a pick or two, whatever. Like, then I would be more intrigued. But if
Stanley's going to cost you a lot.
Yeah, whatever. I'd rather I think that, like you said, Toews would be your only ad.
No, he would not. Like, under no circumstance. Like, everyone's saying, or not everyone, people in the chat are saying Jenner's better than Toews. I'm doing both.
Sure. Okay, in that case, I'm a little bit more intrigued.
So, like, let me outline.
I don't know. He just can't be the one.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, people don't like Stanley, and I understand why. He's not that good.
Yep.
But also, too, let's play in the world where is Stanley better than Alec Regula? For 50% retained at literally the same cost for contract? The answer is yes. And it's not close.
But I don't think you can say is Stanley better than Regula, because I don't want to give up a second-round pick to fill my seventh D-man hole.
Is Stanley better than
Stastny
or Emerson, like that bottom pair? Like, I think he plays a different role. I think Stastny's good, but I think he's replaceable. I think it's interesting. I think Stanley's an interesting piece in this. I think he does move very well, yeah.
I think the Oilers also like playing with pace, and I'm not sure if Stanley is a guy who fits that kind of role. Also, I fear for just people, what if Stastny and Stanley are on the same pair? That's a tongue twister. You might not want to sign up for that.
Fucking Clint in the chat. What an idiot.
What did Clint say?
Does Liam just agree with everything Tyler says? Are you listening to the damn show?
We've literally been disagreeing for like 10 minutes.
Like, I don't know if you noticed. Let's do a quick recap. I have no interest in Jonathan Toews. You're doing whatever you can to convince me it's a good idea.
And it's kind of working.
It's not. I'm not like...
I have no interest in Logan Stanley.
Well, I think you should.
I just think, okay, I want to do...
Disagreement.
Like, imagine I have a graph in front of me, right? Price... Yeah, that's, a nice little L graph.
If we go this way.
Sure. Okay, and one of them is like the cost of acquisition, how much you have to pay.
Okay.
And then the other one of them is how much of an impact that spot on your roster can make. Giving up a second for Logan Stanley to play third pairing minutes for you, if he was a right shot, I'd be way more interested in this conversation.
Fair.
Giving up a second round pick for Logan Stanley to play on your third pairing, like how much better is he than Spencer Stastny? I think it's a small gap if there even is one, and I'm not convinced that there is one. So I don't want to give up a second round pick for that, because you don't have unlimited assets. You're not a team like San Jose who can just sit there and like throw out second and third round picks all day and be like, who cares? So I don't think that's worth upgrading. I would much rather, when we talk about the defensive upgrade, say, okay, the Oilers are sitting here and Bowman goes, the assets I'm comfortable trading at this deadline are a second rounder, a third rounder, and a fourth rounder. I would much rather he go, okay, the second and the third rounder, those are for my forward upgrades. The fourth rounder, I'm going to go find a Troy Stetcher type defenseman somewhere, like whoever it is, bottom of the barrel. All we need is a guy who we're comfortable with is our 7.
Yeah.
Unless you do need someone. So like, I agree with you in the sense of like, look at guys, Stanley, just too pricey for me. You need someone, but it doesn't have to be a big ad.
Do you think you would be a second?
Maybe a third. Even then, I just think you can fill the gap that you need for way less than what Logan Stanley's going to cost.
I got to update my list, like I say, basically every day. But Colin Miller a couple of years ago, 2 Winnipeg, 4th round pick, $1.8 million.
Stanley's has higher value than Miller did.
Andrew Peak, 3rd round pick to Boston.
I think he came with term. He was a shit contract.
Jacob
Zaboral, yeah. That was a contract, though. Yeah. I think they were done on Zaboral.
Eric Johnson, different player, 4th round pick. Like, what I mean is, like, Joel Edmondson was also a 3rd and a 5th with 50% retained to Toronto. But that was the year Toronto was just, like, overpaying for everyone, it seemed like.
I think that Joel Edmondson thing lines up more with Stanley's value, though. I think that's how teams
probably
view
close. I would pay that.
A second?
That's a 3rd and a 5th. The retention would navigate it a little bit more, I guess.
I think I'm more inclined. One, I also don't like that he's a left shot because you have a ton of lefties right now. I want probably a righty is my ideal fit. I'm just not going to pay a high price for someone who's not an ideal fit. And I think the market for Stanley is going to be high. I do like the fact that he's cheap, but like, where else could you go? I'm flipping through teams right now. Like, Noah Juleson. I don't have a ton of interest in him. Does Nashville have... Oh, we already went to Nashville. Would Nashville give you Nick Blankenberg for a 4th round pick? Or is he a little bit too good, maybe? What's Jersey got on their back end?
I think I would imagine that they value him more than Stasny.
Yeah, if they were willing to trade him,
Yeah.
Or they could value him more, or Edmonton said, hey, we have a 3rd round pick, but we don't... Blankenberg? No, we want Stasny. Someone said bring back Vinny. I mean, you could get Vincent Desharnais from the San Jose Sharks for probably a 6th round pick.
I'd love Vinny back.
But like, is it
but 6th round pick or like low round pick for a guy who's basically Stanley? Stanley might just move the puck slightly.
Stanley's a better defenseman, but like Vinny
is a guy like in and out, right? Like it's fine.
If you have Vinny as your number 7 on the right side, and your 4th on your depth chart on the right side, and Regula's 4th on your depth chart on the left side, you're not like an injury sucks. Obviously, but you're not like shaking in your boots.
Well, Regula's a righty. They're both righties, right?
Oh, okay, yeah, sorry. I have Stasny's hand and Regula's hand messed up.
We only have 3 right-handed defensemen, and Regula is one of them. So it'd be fine.
Yeah, but if you were to bring in Vinny and you have another righty, then whatever the injury is, like Wallman moves over, Stasny moves over. Like right now on their blue line, Nurse, Ekholm, Wallman, Emberson, Stasny, you have 5 lefties.
Yeah.
You're moving guys over right now, and it's working, and that's fine. But I just like the idea of adding another righty to potentially insulate things because, again, if you have an injury, you have versatile pieces, let's get another righty in the mix.
I think one thing we need to consider in all of this when we're throwing out names is what the Oilers want.
Yep.
So they need bottom 6 players that are willing to play bottom 6 roles. That is something they've stated. On the blue line, they have stated they need guys who can move the puck. And I think they have 7 guys. Regula's not that bad of a puck mover by any means. Maybe that's why they wouldn't go with a Vinny or a Logan Stanley for that. And like the Luke Shen thing, I haven't fully understood because of that side of it as well. Something to think about in this. Like it's just Payton. But somebody else said it further up too. Is like, what about Klingberg? At the start of the season, we made the joke of like, well, Klingberg just signed there to get 50% retained and come back. Klingberg, I think, was an underrated loss from the summer. I'm glad they didn't pay him $4 million. Don't get me wrong, but and I also think San Jose has clearly stated that we want to try and make the playoffs.
Yeah, I'm just curious. Like San Jose has 4 pending UFA defensemen.
Orlov, Klingberg.
No, Orlov has 1 more year.
Oh, he does. Okay.
Klingberg, Liljegren, Desharnais, and Ferraro. Right. I don't know if San Jose keeps them all. I think San Jose might do a little bit of like, let's buy a little, let's sell a little. Mm-hmm. I would have interest in, Liljegren will probably cost too much to acquire, similar to like a Stanley conversation.
Yeah.
Klingberg, $2 million for a guy who, again, you're almost bringing him in, penciling him into your press box. That's why I just don't want to like spend a crazy amount here on whoever you get on the blue line. I want to spend more on the forward group.
Agreed. I think it's more necessary.
Okay, let me outline you a hypothetical trade deadline for the Edmonton Oilers, and you tell me if you would give this, if this passes the sniff test for you.
You want me to close my eyes and sniff?
Yeah. Trade number 1, Edmonton Oilers trade 2026 6th-round pick to the San Jose Sharks for Vincent Desharnais at 50% retained.
Okay.
Okay. Trade number 2.
He's $2 million, right?
Yeah, so he's down to $1 million. Actually, you know what? That's your 5th rounder in 2027. You got to pay up because you got retention.
Okay.
Trade number 2. Yep. Trade number 2. The Edmonton Oilers trade their 3rd-round pick in 2026 and their 2nd-round pick in 2027, along with the rights to Maxim Berezhkin.
Whoa.
For Boone Jenner at 50% retained.
Okay.
Trade number 3, the Edmonton Oilers trade the 5th-round pick the Bruins gave him for Victor Arvidsson next season, and Jaden Gruby and Andrew Mangiapane to the Winnipeg Jets for Jonathan Toews. No retention.
So we got Toews,
Jenner, and Desharnais.
God damn it.
And you've given up a 2nd, a 3rd, a 5th, a 6th, Jaden Gruby, Andrew Mangiapane, and the rights to Maxim Berezhkin. Someone said that's too much for Jenner. That's basically the Trent Frederick deal from last year, so I don't think it is.
So it was, what was the Jenner one against there? Berezhkin, the 2 picks?
A 2nd and a 3rd for Jenner at 50% retained.
Yeah, it was pretty close.
Kiefer Sherwood got 2 seconds.
Berezhkin, I don't know his numbers as of late, but I know he struggled to at least start the season because that goddamn Bob Hartley went and coached his team and stuck away all his skill. Oh, God, I'd be fairly disappointed.
As I said those names, I also was like, we're not going to clip this one because last year I said I really want Trent Frederick and someone DM'd me and told me to kill myself. So I don't really want this one out there.
That'll happen.
Yeah, I mean, that just comes with the territory.
That's just the job.
Yeah, that's the job these days.
I'm all out on that idea. And I just think they need more. Like, those guys don't play. Like, Jenna, awesome. I'm in. The pace, it's all about pace.
I know.
And Toews doesn't have the pace. I don't think Lazar is better than Toews. I just want to say that, I think Lazar fits their style a little bit more. I like Jonathan. I like the idea of Jonathan Toews in the sense of, his leadership. He's won. The relationship with Bowman. How does that help McDavid? Maybe it helps McDavid in a contract negotiation in a couple of years too. Maybe. If you can get him, sure. But I want the retention. He has to be $1 million. Vinny, I don't think you need him. You got to remember too, we have to remember, when Vinny was here, he didn't play in the playoffs. We scratched him. Do they want to relive that? I don't know. Ryan O'Reilly's still my guy. I feel like I'm on the Ryan O'Reilly train. Yesterday I said something which was silly of me. So has he ever been in a Selke conversation? He won a Selke, 2019. He also won the Stanley Cup and the Conn Smythe. Can't know everything. Good year.
Can you flash up the lines for me, Aaron? Just walk through this with me. I just need the visual.
Here we go.
Your top line night 1 of the playoffs. McDavid, Jenner, Hyman. Okay. Well, you just walk.
He's my center?
No, McDavid centering Jenner and Hyman.
Oh, sorry. So it's going across McDavid, Jenner.
Line number 2 is Draisaitl, Podkolzin, Roslovic.
Okay.
Line number 3 is Toews, Nuge, and Savoy.
Where's Kapanen?
4th line is Kapanen, Janmark, and Lazar.
Can I do one for you?
Okay. Yeah, Freddie's sitting. Freddie and Janmark or Freddie and Kapanen will flip-flop, but Freddie is sitting. God damn, Freddie's sitting. That sucks.
Okay, here's mine.
God, that's damning that I forgot about him. Shit.
Here's mine.
Okay.
Frederick Lazar, Janmark.
Frederick, Lazar, Janmark. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Gives me more time to think about the top. Roslovic.
Mm-hmm.
Charlie Coyle. Or Ryan O'Reilly. Either one's fine. Let's do Ryan O'Reilly. That's who I want most.
Sure.
Ryan O'Reilly. Kasperi Kapanen.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot to play. No, I didn't.
Roslovic.
This money just isn't going to work for me, but I'm going to do it anyway. Yeah. Podkolzin, Draisaitl, Jordan Eberle, Nugent Hopkins, McDavid, Hyman.
Okay, so wait. I know you. Oh, you don't have Savoy.
Savoy and Howard are both out. Rookies in the playoffs. I mean, I don't know, factor in, of course, but we've seen it before. They don't play them.
Give me your gun and badge. You're off the Matt Savoy fan club. Like, turn it in.
I'm all in. I just think you're going to get to a point where it's like, okay, Matt Savoy, good goal last night. I liked the way he scored. Obviously, Howard got the assist on that one too. We haven't really talked about the game. That's fine. I don't know how that money works. I really don't. And I really don't want to. I don't care how it works. My point is they need a third line center and they need probably an impact top six forward. I think you can live with that fourth line. Yeah. Like, I think Frederick, Kapanen, Janmark, and Lazar, they're showing up right now. I think when push comes to shove, they actually could be pretty essential for any success. The thing I like about Kapanen, and he can fly up and down the lineup. You can put him wherever, and I think he kind of fits. You could play in a world as well where, like, someone else puts in there, Draisaitl or Podkolzin and Kapanen. Absolutely. Sure. Like, you wouldn't be upset if Kapanen was in your top six. We spoke about it briefly. I'm not sure how long that has life. We'll see. But my point is, impact forward in the top six, impact bottom six player. Because I'll tell you something, the Vegas Golden Knights aren't sitting there being like, Jonathan Taves? They're not. They're looking like, who's at the top?
Braden Shen.
Yeah, Braden Shen. And they're different because they have money and everything like that.
Yeah, and someone says, why are we removing Kapanen from the second line? Listen, when Kapanen's back in the lineup, he gets that spot, but I also just think depth. Yeah. Like, we know who Kasperi Kapanen is.
Yeah, it's nothing on him. I think he's played really well. I just think if you had the option of invest here and move Kapanen down here, it's a good option to have.
I had a different thing for our trade rumors segment today, but I think we've kind of covered it.
Okay.
And I think this is a good one. We have Huts in studio tomorrow. I think this is a good one to save for Huts.
Okay, I'm not sure what it is.
It was find the best landing spot around the NHL for these 4 big names and a % chance that they could be Oilers.
Okay.
And I had 4 big names, so we'll save it for tomorrow.
Taves, Vinny.
Yeah, it was. Listen, yesterday Jay got mad at us because he said if this is the first time.
Oh, people were not happy about that in the YouTube comments after.
Really? What did they say?
I'll read them.
Oh, let's go. Are they my side or Jay's side?
Oh, they are all against Jay.
Let's go.
It was quite funny.
We're staging a coup, Jay. We're taking over the company.
Sorry, Jay. Just what we gotta do. Usually they're all against us, so it's good to finally get someone else on the other side.
But when Jay said, if someone's tuning in for the first time, they're going to think this is the worst show in the history of the world, or something along those lines, Jay said. No one would ever take you seriously again. No one will ever watch your internet show. He said all these things. I don't remember the exact phrasing. If someone listened to the last 20 minutes of the show as an Oilers fan, if you're a true Oilers sicko and you're like, man, I need a good show that every day I put Jaden fucking Gruby in a mock trade. This is the show for you.
We're in.
Like, we can next time marketing's like, hey, we need some good clips to like.
We'll send them that.
Yeah, well, I put Jaden Gruby in a mock trade 5 weeks ahead of the deadline.
I bet all of you forgot about him.
I texted Menzies during this and I went, we're 10 minutes deep on Taves and Stanley. We just threw Jaden Gruby in.
Listen, if you're going to do it, Jaden Gruby's got to go. He's the new Omar.
D. White is in. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I agree with Liam. Finally, we're on the same page. So these are the comments yesterday about Jay.
This is going to be great.
From Todd Snow.
Classic.
Jay needs to lighten the F up.
Yeah.
If I didn't come here for Pickard 3C talk, I certainly didn't come for a cranky guest. 6 likes. I replied and said, I'll let him know. There was another one here. Jay's just trying to keep it real. There was a couple other ones that were just like, enough from Jay. Hey, that's why it's called Tyler and Liam, not Tyler, Liam, and Jay. Well, we can't do anything.
Except on game days when
the fans have spoken.
Except on game days when it is Tyler, Liam, and Jay, but only the game days when Jay's not busy running the company.
Exactly.
Yeah. Wow.
Cracked me up.
That is a good one. I like that.
Jay can take it.
How do you get to comments on YouTube now?
Just click on the link and go down.
Yep, my window was too small, so it was whatever.
Actually, we did have a couple of people comment. I left a pinned comment, which I do after every show. If you're kind of watching halfway through, not live.
Yep.
Try and leave a question in the chat. Someone is in, as I asked, what third line center would you like to acquire? Because we spoke about it yesterday. Boone Jenner, 50% retained. This is from C. Boyer. He said, wins faceoff, can play on the PK, scores a decent clip in hard areas, played with skill throughout his career, and I think Savoy would do well besides him. Someone just commented, oh, Robert Thomas, who's who they said. They just said Thomas. Yep. And another person commented Jake Evans. I don't think the Montreal Canadiens, who are second in their division, are trading Jake Evans. They wouldn't even trade him last season.
No.
So, yeah.
All right, we're behind on a couple of things here. First off, our trade talk. We have a new partner on the show. Wow. Our trade talk segment, as we lead up to the deadline, is going to be brought to you by Hurley and Levelwear, the cultural shift happening in golf, Liam. Athletes from other Hurley and Levelwear.
What year is this?
It's awesome. I think this stuff looks sharp. Golf is kind of having a moment right now, not just in the traditional sense. What used to feel buttoned up has opened into something way more cultural. You're seeing athletes from all kinds of pro sports getting into golf. Basketball, pretty prominent basketball player that's in his golf era right now. Hockey, always been synonymous with golf. Football players, even surfers, using it as a new competitive outlet, Liam. It's a way to hang out and just enjoy the game differently. We are a big golfing show. Mm-hmm. Liam, every Wednesday still. You're going
tonight,
to the sim.
Virtual golf, big round tonight.
Let's go. That is where Hurley and Levelwear and the collaboration comes in. They are bringing that laid-back board sports energy, and the collection pulls inspiration from Hawaiian and coastal prints, relaxed, expressive, rooted in lifestyle. Levelwear takes that inspiration and brings it to life through performance-driven, sustainably made apparel. That's important, and it's built to move and play. The collection is live now on Levelwear's website. If you want to shop, go to us.levelwear.com. Check out the polos, hoodies, hats, and casuals. Hey, Levelwear, we're a big golfing podcast. Maybe you send us some. Maybe I'll wear it on the show.
That would be sick.
It would look sharp. I am a guy, if I see a nice golf pullover, I just buy it. It's a borderline problem for me.
When we were in Florida, you were looking at the golf shop.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just one
in the
place
airport,
to look.
That's right.
Yeah.
And I bought that
you
nice
did
button
buy
up.
it. Yeah, it was very nice.
All right. That was our trade rumor segment brought to you by Levelwear. We'll play that other game. Oh, God damn.
Someone, Knockout Panda, put in the chat, is a little bit further up now. He said, centers are not plentiful. Columbus might not even move Jenna. Mm-hmm. I feel like a lot of centers do get moved to the deadline because you can get a lot of cost. You can get a lot of back for them.
Yep.
I'd have to go through and get some names for you tomorrow. Knockout Panda, but thanks for the comment.
Someone said West Edmonton Mall doesn't have the same pull as miles of year-round sun and beach. Tell that to Carter Hutton. He's staying at the Fantasyland Hotel tonight.
Really? What room?
I don't know. We'll have to ask him tomorrow.
Damn, I've never been there. Yeah, I've never been. I just had my birthday on the pirate ship when I was 22.
I stayed in the Roman room. It was unbelievable.
My friend Derek did that it was last Christmas, I guess. And he's like, I only watch Gladiator.
I stayed in a room once. I had mirrors on the ceiling.
Whoa.
No team has won the cup without winning 3 in a row in the regular season in the last 5 years.
That's okay. Maybe there's still 30 games left.
Yeah. And I mean, whatever. It sucks that they fall flat every opportunity they have to do it. But
what a random stat. The last 5 seasons, okay, so it happened before. That's good. So it has happened in previous years.
Or maybe this person only went back 5 years in their research. I don't know.
Guys, it's just a comical stat at this point. Just laugh. It can't really be explained. It is what it is.
Yeah, I tried to explain it. I feel like I didn't really get. They just play like shit. How about that? It seems like what is the problem.
Mulick said, I'll spend some time on NHL Edge and find a fast forechecking winger for us. Give me some time.
Thanks.
That's your homework for tomorrow, Mulick. We'll talk about that tomorrow.
Kiefer Sherwood would have been good.
We should have a couple more conversations, I think, about the game last night, Liam. Our post-game segments are brought to you by Derek Dodge. What are you laughing at?
This Kate. Kate, you've been in the chat. You've been very active. Thanks for watching. Not a fan of Tristan Jarry last night. Whatever. First goal was soft. Don Almost let him down. The second goal went bar down. Was it Cody Glass?
Yeah.
But then has the audacity to come into the chat and say Adam Henrique will be refreshed and look like he was 2 years ago. Was he that good 2 years ago for the Oilers? Like, I wouldn't be hanging my hat on it. I'd be hanging my hat on him not coming back till the playoffs. That's what I'm kind of hoping for.
Yeah, me too. All right, game recap for last night brought to you by Derek Dodge. It's the beginning of a new chapter for Derek Dodge. They're under new ownership, bringing a fresh approach, new energy, and a renewed focus on customer experience. And right now, they have an unbeatable deal with every vehicle purchase. Look, it's on the screen right now. You will receive a trip for 2 to Las Vegas. You heard that right. Leave the lot with a new vehicle, and flights, accommodations, a trip for 2 to Vegas is on them. That is tough to beat. Derek Dodge, 6211 104th Street Northwest, or online at derekdodge.com. The Jarry conversation from last night. I had someone tweet me too, like, make a fucking save, Jarry. One, every goalie ever. Now I just feel like I'm defending Stuart Skinner again. Every goalie around the league gives up weak goals sometimes. He gave up the first one. It's a softie. It's not great. You don't want it to go in. But let's not sit here and pretend that so far in his Oilers career, he's been giving up a bunch of softies. He also had a hilarious turnover behind the net that almost cost a goal.
Yeah.
Which was again, we're going to get to the Mike Smith era with him soon, where like everyone will be like, he plays the puck. It's awesome. And the players on the ice will be like, we love how much he plays the puck. It's awesome. Once every 10 games, he will do something wildly stupid while playing the puck. And everyone's going to be like, stay in your net, stay in your net. And then you'll get 9 games of him making great plays. Like, he made a play yesterday when second period, because it happened right in front of me, where it was rimmed in along the glass. And he just one hand held out his stick, knocked it down, put it nicely. And instead of it being zone time for New Jersey, it was zing back the other way. He had a bad turnover, whatever. And also, I didn't even think, like Mulek says it, I don't even think that was a softie. The blown coverage was brutal. Yeah.
He was wide.
Do we have the highlight, Aaron? Yeah, of the first one. I wouldn't mind giving it another look here. Held in, rimmed around.
The guy got a clean shot straight to the net.
Yeah.
Like, it's not, I agree with Tyler. It's not an easy shot to save. I think it looks a bit worse than it actually is because it goes right through him. But you gave a guy a lot of time there just to kind of tee it up. So would you like a save there? I would have. But it was a 2-1 hockey game. And the Oilers didn't generate much at all at this point in the game. And it kind of felt like it was a little bit inevitable that New Jersey was eventually going to score. So I don't have that big of a gripe with it. And like you said, it's not like this is a trend right now.
No. Also, if they would have lost this game 5-4, I'd sit here and be like, damn, that one softie kind of hurt. Like, the softie couldn't happen if you're going to give up other ones. He only gave up one other goal, and then he made the nicest save that any Oilers goalie has made all year. This was a disgusting little bit of robbery, and not one of those saves where he's, like, flailing into desperation mode and, like, launching himself across the crease, and you look at the scorer or the shooter and be like, how did you not score that? Cody Glass put that right where Cody Glass has got to put that. And it's a 1-goal game here. A PK, a shorthanded goal against, absolutely lets the wind out of the sails. Guys, these are the saves that you all bitched that Stuart Skinner didn't make enough. So if you're going to be someone who's roasting Tristan Jarry today for the first goal, he more than made up for it with this save alone. This allowed the Oilers to have the third period that they did because they were only down by a goal. This is the only reason you thought there was a chance they could come back in the last 10 minutes of the hockey game because he made this save in the second period.
Yeah, it was good. Like someone else puts in the D2C341. God damn it. Just make a player name up. Make out your profile name. Jarry and Skinner are not number 1 goalies. I mean, they both have proven throughout their career that they are. Jarry is like a career 909, like currently doing well with the Oilers. I just think that right now the Oilers are in a good spot with their goaltending. They've allowed 2 goals in their last 3 games, 3 goals in their last 4 games. And all they're doing, like someone else comments, like Ingram should have been in the net.
Oh, my God.
Just let them rotate. Let them keep going.
It's
like,
a tandem.
It's fine. They're doing well. Like, the offense needed to show up for Edmonton last night. And I think in the same breath, the goaltending in Jarry allowed them to still have a chance in the third period. Still
he made a really nice pad save in the first period, too. Like
that was a really good save. On the power play, I think it was.
Yeah.
That was a really, really good save.
And the building was dead at that point. When he made that save, you heard it. It was such a loud pad save.
Yeah, it was. I thought he did okay. It wasn't a perfect game by any means. And do you need more from No, I don't know. Do you need more from the offense? He's low on my list from last night.
I don't want to roast any individual forwards. Someone said, God, Frederick is useless. Okay, Liam, I want you to put your thumb down, and I'm going to go list you every player from last night.
Okay.
Only flip your thumb if that player had a good game, not just like a passable game, but if a forward had a good game.
So so just like this and then like this.
Okay. Hyman. You think he had a good game?
I think he had a lot of chances.
I thought he was average.
So you only want me to do it if they were above average?
Above average on their standards. Like, do you think this player, as I say it, went to bed last night saying, damn, I had a good night? Okay. Hyman.
No.
McDavid. No. Nuge.
I don't know. No, I don't
just tell me how you felt about their game.
I thought you just said, like, leave the thumb down.
Ike Howard.
Yes.
Roslovic.
I thought he was okay.
Savoy.
He scored a goal.
Mangiapane. Lazar.
Actually, I thought Mangiapane was kind of.
So you actually think the forwards played well last night? Because you're giving me some like good answers here. I thought they were all garbage.
I thought they were bad too, but I think in the sense of like Savoy and Howard got a goal.
Yeah.
I thought that fourth line had some chances. The one thing I'll say about the forwards that was kind of like they were down to 10 for a while.
Yep.
Like they were playing a lot. And then all of a sudden you get your 11th forward back and McDavid's in the box for an extra couple of minutes. Like it was a difficult night for them. And I think once they got the rhythm going, it seems to be improved in the third. I don't think anyone played well yesterday, but like, I don't know. I don't think it was a horrendous hockey game. I thought I was just bored.
I thought they were terrible through 40 minutes, and they turned on the Jets in the third.
I thought McDavid was pretty bad.
I thought McDavid was...
I thought he had a tough night.
I thought Hyman wasn't good through 40 minutes, and he had a great third period. I thought McDavid was bad through 40 minutes, had a great third period. Podkolzin was fine. Didn't cash on his breakaway. That would have been nice. Again, Savoy and Howard scored the goal. They had some decent shifts, but like they're fine. Roslovic passed up too many chances to shoot the puck. Nuge was pretty invisible. The Lazar, Janmark, Mangiapane thing was Freddie was bad. Like
Nuge showed something when he got to the first line. And then that's why at practice today he's on the first line.
Well, and isn't that a problem? Because like we keep talking about move Nuge away.
We don't.
I know. I'm saying collective we.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think he should be on his wing. But again, the lines are all messed up yesterday. It was a weird game. I thought they weren't able to get much rhythm because they just weren't playing. They weren't, they didn't have enough players. But again, this comes down to the issue of Calvin Pickard and your unwillingness to move on.
So the Oilers have new line combos. What's old is new again. They're going back to McDavid, Nuge, and Hyman. With no Leon, do you like it? On one hand, you can say they were the only line that could sustainably provide offense last game, so you got to do it. Also, go toe-to-toe against Sid. You have last change. Why not? On the other hand, oh my God, the depth on this team doesn't look good when you play that whole line together.
I like it because I'm just going to throw the idea out that McDavid will just play with Podkolzin and Frederick.
So the second line is Roslovic, Howard, Savoy. Again, I'm fine with those three playing together. Lazar, Mangiapane, Janmark, K. So do you think tomorrow against Pittsburgh we're just getting like a whole bunch of McDavid? Like McDavid and Nuge are going to be the guys getting those shifts with Freddie and Podkolzin?
Yeah.
And that top line is just going to play 1,000 minutes?
It just is what it is. Like right now they're down a couple of bodies and unfortunate circumstances for both of them, different. But I just think that's the way they have to roll. And it's just the card they've been dealt. I don't think I can judge this lineup too heavily. The second line, they got the goal yesterday. They got the goal. They deserve to stay together. I think they played well. I think that fourth line has been fine. I actually think this is probably a credit to Frederick and Podkolzin in a way of like, you've been playing well enough that we're going to rotate a good centerman through with you. So I don't mind it. It just is what it is.
Someone said that means Howard, Roslovic, Savoy's your second line. I mean, you have 11 forwards, so everything's just a mess.
Yeah.
Deep pairings are the same. Regulo looks like he's the 7. Jarry and Ingram were both in their respective starter nets, according to Gregor, because remember, Jarry likes the other one.
Which is like silly that there's a star, isn't it?
Yeah, but I think it's just like a routine thing, right?
Yeah, but I think it's just the first goalie off the ice typically is what you should be pointing out to.
The Oilers' initial starting net is like where they defend for period 1 and 3.
Yeah.
But hey, Jarry's new to Edmonton. Give him a break.
Yep. Would you go Jarry tomorrow against his former team, or because you're coming off a loss, do you go back to Ingram?
Oh, Ingram, it's already been reported too that Stuart Skinner likely will not start tomorrow.
Was my next point. Stuart Skinner is confirmed to be starting tonight in Calgary. Okay. So it doesn't sound like they're going to play Stuart Skinner tomorrow. I wouldn't be the least bit surprised if on both fronts, Pittsburgh and Edmonton, they went to those guys and said, hey, you played your revenge game last time. We don't really want it to be a story this time. Yeah. You're going to sit.
Yep, I agree. And also, too, you're rotating. They've been on a clear rotation.
Yep.
And I would keep the good times rolling. Who do they play Saturday is Washington, right?
Yeah, and Washington plays Friday in Calgary as well.
I bet Pickett's on the bench.
For Saturday?
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah.
Not that it really matters, but like they're not going to they need to keep Jarry on the bench tomorrow because
former team,
I think you got to keep him out there.
Mm-hmm.
And then put Pickett down there Saturday night in Edmonton. Why not? What's the harm, right? Alec Regula last night, did you look at his minutes played?
I was at the beginning of the game. I'm like, I wonder how long it's going to take him to get over 2 minutes of ice time. And I think it took to like the end of the first period. No. That was the
2
whole
minutes,
game.
35.
Yeah. He played
three
one
shifts.
shift at the 14-minute mark, and I noticed that one. When did he get his next one after that? Honestly, yeah.
I don't think he played in the third period.
Yeah, he did. I'm right. He did hit it by the end of the first period. And then he played one quick one in the second period and then was done.
I actually thought in the first period, he didn't get any shots. But I thought Mangiapane played a good moments yesterday.
Yeah.
Decent game as a whole, probably not. But they pointed out on the broadcast like he was aggressive on the Brendan Dillon puck over glass. Like it was kind of down to him. Thought he had a couple of good hits in the first period. Like, I think the Oilers still need to trade him, obviously, no matter what. Like, they need that money, and he just isn't going to get the ceiling of what they need. But it's good to see him find him something finally.
These last two games have been the best consecutive efforts he's given.
Yeah.
Close to it. Maybe going back to the start of the year when he obviously scored twice.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
Frederick up to, and again, they had 10 forwards in most of this game. 13.55 for Frederick yesterday. That's got to be a high from a while.
And someone said, Regula only had 3 shifts last night. Yeah, he had a very quick one at about the 14-minute mark, like I said, TV timeout. Then he had a long one right at the end or right in the middle portions, I'll say again, of the first period, and then about a 40-seconder. So, yeah, he hit the 2-minute mark in the first period, played one more shift in the second, then was done.
He's out of favor.
Yeah. I'm surprised they don't use him more on the PK, but yeah, they just don't trust him.
How many penalties? Did they even get a lot against him yesterday?
People were talking about this. McDavid took the Quincy.
Mm-hmm. By the way, I don't think they called him for embellishment.
No, they called him for a hold.
It's a hold, and I'm going to be honest.
It was a hold.
It was a hold. I did think they called him for embellishment at first, and it sparked a bit of something to me because I'm like, you can't dive that. Well, you can't dive and your feet go out from in front of you. Mm-hmm. But he initiates contact with Brown. Yeah. They end up holding each other. I just don't think you call that. I don't think you call it either side. Let him go.
I literally had that written down in our notes. I was like, oh, really? I said the reffing was atrocious last night.
It was
for both
great.
sides.
Yeah.
That McDavid Brown thing, you tell them both to get up and move on with their day.
Yeah, I agree. We see that penalty. It happens every game.
Happens all the time. But McDavid initiated that contact. He stepped into Brown. Brown grabbed onto him, but McDavid and then McDavid held on. Whatever. They also didn't call a trip with 90 seconds left on Nico Hischier.
Oh, he stepped on the puck.
Did they show that on the replay?
He stepped on the puck. Said Louis said on the broadcast. I'm pretty sure he stepped on the puck because I thought it was they got
in real time. That looked so bad. I was stunned they didn't call it.
Yeah, it looked like he stepped on the puck, and Louis said it at least.
Okay, well then that solves that. They only the Oilers only had to kill the 2-minute minor for Podkolzin for instigating, and that was it. They didn't go on the PK again, so that's probably part of it then with Regula.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
tomorrow. The Pittsburgh Penguins.
Tomorrow is the Pittsburgh Penguins. We'll have Carter Hutton in studio with us. Is there anything else we did not talk about enough on the game? We went so heavy on the trade stuff today that
there wasn't a lot to talk about in the game. Let's quickly recap. 30-second recap. The 2-minute boomer recap. Go ahead, you start.
I'm not going to do the voice. What? First period was absolutely putrid and the worst hockey I've ever watched.
Fair, yeah.
Love that Podkolzin stuck up for his teammate.
Me too.
Kind of thought the refs could have just called a penalty on the shove to McDavid. But the more you watch the replay, the more it's kind of I kind of got him.
Got him in the chest.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
I thought it was clean as hell.
I thought so too. I've seen a replay.
First goal, didn't love it. That's life. Shout out Matt Savoy.
Shout out.
Second goal, great goal. Unlucky to not tie the game up late, but the Oilers got the result they deserved, and that's it.
Job's done. I really did think they were getting one in the third. But I will say this. You just know when the Oilers aren't playing. When the Oilers aren't showing up, it is literally obvious from puck drop. And it was just, you felt it right away.
If someone would have told you also, hey, no Leon Draisaitl, and the Oilers will win 2 of the first 3 games, you probably would have taken it.
Allow 2 goals.
Yeah. And again, the real challenge now is you had 3 non-playoff teams you just played. You now have to play 3 playoff teams. Washington's close. I'm calling them a playoff team because they're really good.
I would agree.
But Pittsburgh, Washington, Anaheim next. And then San Jose, 4 straight home games against playoff teams. I would like to see them win 3 or 4 of these, whether it's 2 wins, a loss, or maybe you finally win 3 in a row, but let's not get crazy.
The good part about them, when they lose, you can see on here, even in the Islanders game, they lost 1-0. They're pretty good at bouncing back. Yep. Like they don't let this shit linger very long. So
when was the last time they lost twice in a row in regulation?
Colorado was
Boston to Philly. They lost New Year's Eve and then
there you go.
The first game. Okay, so it is pretty recent.
Okay, do you have November, Aaron?
Yep.
Okay, let's look at that one. Okay, I think
yeah.
So Buffalo, Washington on the road. Colorado, they had lost 3 in a row, but 2 overtime points in both those games. Yeah, they're not bad. They figure it out pretty quick, which is good. It shows me that they don't let things linger, which is nice. Do you want to do what's trending?
I do want to do what's trending.
Can't believe what's happening.
So it's brought to you by our friends at Greta, our go-to party spot in downtown Edmonton. Arcade, bar, street food, our watch parties, always something banging happening at Greta, whether it's weekend, weekday, great spot, great TVs to watch the game, great spot to go to before the game, meet up with your friends, great spot to go to after if you're in the mood to party. What is trending, Liam?
Okay, before we get into the other stuff, let's do 2 quick things on the Olympics.
Okay.
Jackson Lacombe has replaced Seth Jones for Team USA.
They passed on Adam Fox again. They passed on Lane Hudson again.
Yeah, I think it's a good call. I
think it's a horrendous call.
I think Lacombe fits what Seth Jones would do on this team, which is fine. The other side of it, go on.
I was just going to say, if someone's going to be my 8th defenseman, I want them to be my break glass in case of emergency.
Do you think Seth Jones was our 8th defenseman?
No, I think they're slotting guys up, though. You're not bringing in someone. You're thinking, like, where was Seth Jones? Who replaces him the best in our lineup, which I get.
Yeah.
I'm thinking more, there were other guys you liked more than Jackson Lacombe. So Seth Jones is out. Someone else is getting elevated. Jackson Lacombe's your 8. I would have wanted Lane Hudson to be my 8 because then if my power play's flat through 2 games, if I'm going into a game where I think we need more offense, I just put Lane Hudson in the lineup. Jackson Lacombe, I think, is very good.
Yeah.
But they have guys who can give you what Jackson Lacombe already gives you.
Interesting. I'd be curious.
Lane Hudson's over a point per game as a D-man.
He's good.
That's crazy.
Terrible trip yesterday. I can't believe he'd do that.
That was such a funny call.
If none of you saw it, he didn't do it.
What did you want to say?
The other side of it, too, it looks like Jonas Brodin won't be able to go to the Olympics, which opens up the door wide open for Matthias Ekholm, who is playing incredibly well recently. So we'll see what happens. And then there was another player, too, on Sweden that just got banged up, defenseman.
So here's the lowdown on Sweden. Yes, no Jonas Brodin. I actually do think it'll be Ekholm that gets to go because he's playing really good hockey right now.
Yeah.
And again, you just want a dependable vet to bring Ekholm.
Is Simon Edvinsson on the team?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
They are also going to be without Leo Carlson, which I think is about as significant of an injury as any team at the Olympics could get. I think it is right there on par with Finland losing Alexander Barkov.
I was going to say, that's pretty close.
Losing Leo Carlson honestly kind of kills their medal chances. They're not going to medal.
Even Nylander, I know he'll probably go, but he's day-to-day right now at least. Like, who knows?
Sweden has not gotten word on if Hedman, Landeskog, Erik Karlsson, William Nylander, or Eriksson Ek will be healthy enough to play.
Damn.
They're just decimated.
So it probably is down to Ekholm and Edvinsson for the blue line spot. Depends which way they want to go.
Someone said no, let Ekholm rest. You guys let's be happy for him if he gets to go. He gets a chance to go play at the Olympics. That's cool for him. Every player wants to do it, and I will be just as happy for Ekholm if he goes as I will be if Zach Hyman gets to replace someone.
I would almost I think I might mute the word rest on the group chat, on the chat until after the Olympics.
These guys are going to be so excited to go to the Olympics.
It's not fair. We did this the other day. These guys want to go. We shouldn't be like, no, they don't deserve to go. They need to rest. Darcy Kemper also injured yesterday, so maybe opens the door for Connor Ingram.
Pierre LeBrun saying, Darcy Kemper sounds day-to-day, but more tests will be done to make sure.
Okay.
Anthony Cirelli sounds like he won't miss any time for Tampa Bay, according to LeBrun.
Okay.
So Cirelli went down yesterday. It doesn't seem bad. I'm really curious. Seth Jarvis got hurt at practice today, apparently.
Oh, I can't believe he's back.
I'm very curious if they would go Jarvis or Hyman, just because they like Jarvis more than Hyman because they took him at Four Nations last year. But Zach Hyman is the hottest goal scorer in hockey. And as we get closer to the Olympics, do you lean more to hot hand over who you view as a traditional fit? I don't know.
Interesting. Kale in the chat saying it's not selfish to not want them to go. It is.
It is.
This happens every 4 years.
If Matthias Ekholm didn't want to go, he would not go.
Yeah.
He very clearly wants to, takes a lot of pride in representing his country. Let him go.
Yeah.
You're not asking Connor McDavid to not go to the Olympics.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Either way, let's get hockey talk is over, guys. We got to get down to the nitty gritty in these final 10 minutes. How on God's green earth did the Buffalo Bills become the most hated team in the NFL all of a sudden? Yeah, have you not been following this?
Well, I know the press conference today was just a fucking disaster.
It seems nuts. So there's a couple things. Obviously,
I think most hated team is just a stretch. Their owners.
I think it's become
No,
like
we're turning
I think
on the
it's,
Bills
I think
now.
the league has turned. Like I've never seen this. They've gone from like hero to zero overnight. And it obviously started with they lost whatever. They fired McDermott.
Yeah.
They put out a press release that has spelling mistakes in it.
Classic.
They took 30 hours to make a social media post saying like, thanks, Sean. And now they come out with this press conference being like, we didn't want Keon Coleman, who's currently on the team.
Yep.
And then a video comes out of Billy, what's his name?
Brendan Bean.
Brendan Bean being on being on the channel, what is it, like Hard Knocks or whatever, being like, God, we love Keon Coleman.
Okay. So,
One idiot.
so can I walk you through like a whole bunch of these things?
Sure.
So number one, what was the first thing you said? You said 5 things.
The press release with spelling mistakes.
Okay. That's stupid.
Stupid. But that's like start.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. 30 hours to do the video.
It was a poll. It wasn't a video. It was literally a graphic that said, thank you, Sean McDermott.
They put together a whole thing with it though. There was like a whole montage video
Okay.
thanking him.
Didn't see that. I just saw the graphic.
And they didn't obviously know, like they fired him. Like this wasn't one of those like behind the scenes. Okay,
Sure.
hey guys, internally we're firing Sean in 2 days. Get the thank you video ready. Blah blah. Blah. So like the social team taking 30 hours to make that is normal and justified.
No way.
No way.
No way.
To make a full tribute video, yeah.
No,
I'm
just the
eliminating the
graphic.
video.
We're
The
just
video's
talking
fine,
graphic.
whatever. That graphic, as someone who's created graphics, and Eli, our guy over here, you have templates. When you trade players, you have graphics to say, thank you, blank. You can have that for Sean McDermott. Anyway. And now this whole press conference thing of Terry Pegula, who's the owner of the Buffalo Sabres, being like, Billy being, I forget his name.
Well, yeah,
Coaching
but-
staff wanted him.
Yeah.
But then there was the other thing of like the one draft that McDermott did without Bean was like Tre'Davious White, Dion Dawkins, and then there's one other guy.
And he
Milan, what was his name?
Matt Milano.
Yeah.
I know, and everyone's bringing that up right now.
Yeah.
He also traded away the Patrick Mahomes pick to get those 3 guys.
But you got Josh Allen.
I know, but like still, I just think it's very funny that everyone's
Okay.
like, that was unbelievable. It's like he traded away the Patrick Mahomes pick.
So you're not against this.
I think the McDermott timing on social media is getting way overblown. It was the next day. The first day,
Interesting.
2 days ago, they put out the one thing saying we've relieved him of his duty. Yes, spelling mistake, ridiculous. But like, and then the next day they put out the thank you post for him. The next day was also when Sean McDermott came out and made his thank you post. So like, I just think everyone's making way too big of a deal out of that. I think that's such like a small potatoes thing that like
Very interesting. I would be. I think it's just been
also, like,
handled so poorly.
Terry Pegula's a moron.
Yeah.
Has no one, I guess no one has no one been paying attention to the Sabres or Bills the last 15 years?
I didn't know he was a moron to the Bills. I knew he was a moron for the Sabres, but I thought the whole narrative was that he was good to the Bills as of late, and like neglected the Sabres.
He was good to the Bills as of late because
They were winning.
Sean McDermott did all the talking.
Interesting.
And when you look at that Keon Coleman answer, again, I think a lot of people are just like reading the surface level shit.
Yeah.
Which is like fine. That is like today's media. Brandon Bean is in the middle of giving an answer about how like, yep, this is what I view the wide receiver room as. We want to keep developing Keon. And Pegula literally cuts him off.
Yeah.
And is like, nope. And you can tell Bean's like, what the fuck?
But that's part of it.
I know, but like, owners are morons. Jerry Jones does this shit every week during the year.
Jerry Jones
and
is
we
a
hate the
GM.
Cowboys and trip the Cowboys.
Jones is a GM.
And Jerry Jones is the owner.
I know, but he's filling both roles. He's double moron.
I know.
I just think that like I am surprised that they have gone from like we love Buffalo, like Buffalo, what do we call them? The
Lovable
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 loser,
losers.
to like what the fuck is going on? Like I was stunned. I was stunned this morning.
I just think people are jumping on narratives. Like a month from now, they'll hire a new coach and it'll be like whatever. And next year, the season will start and the Bills will be back to the Bills.
Interesting.
I don't like the list of head coaches. That's where I'm more concerned. I think,
Who's on
You in
the
on
list?
Dayball?
yeah, like it's Dayball. It's Joe Brady, their current OC. It's the guy who used to coach the Chargers, Anthony Lynn or whatever. Like,
Oh,
it's,
no.
It's a really, really bad list. So like, I'm worried about that. But I don't know. I think people are just maybe piling on right now because they had a bad press conference. And listen, it was a bad press conference, but like,
Interesting.
it's the way it is.
We're turning. We're turning.
Sure.
Plenty of room on the Pats wagon if you guys want.
Oh yeah, jumping on bandwagons is easy.
They're still rolling. All right. Well, that's intriguing.
I think Daboll would be a great coach for the Bills. I think that's a marriage made in heaven.
For real?
Yeah.
I don't think he's even keel enough. What I liked about Sean is that like he was always very calm and measured, and I think I know Josh loves Daboll. I think Josh needs
Do
someone.
they have a relationship?
Yeah, he was their OC.
Oh, he was. Okay,
Yeah, when they
I
had
didn't
like
know
the best offense in NFL history, he was their OC.
Gotcha.
I think Josh needs someone who calms him down a little bit.
Yeah, and Brian Daboll, what's his say? Hey, you have a concussion? I don't care. Get out.
back
Oh yeah, but I mean, maybe that's good. Maybe they need a more offensive-minded head coach. So
Oh, Tomlin fighting Amish, but I think Tomlin might be done for
I
a
think
little
he's
bit.
taking a year off. He
Yeah,
said.
Is he?
Go make some TV bank.
Maybe you have a one and done coach. Maybe the market's better next year.
yeah, maybe, and maybe that's why you would like just promote Joe Brady and be like,
Yeah,
all right,
maybe.
you
Right.
run it, keep the
How
culture the
was
same.
the offense this year? I didn't watch Bills games.
The offense was good. You never really have a ton. It was the defense that was bad, and they need wide receivers, but whatever.
Desperately. Mike McDaniels to the Chargers, too.
Yeah, I saw that. That's actually a good.
I
fit.
hate that. I hate
and
that.
Harbaugh
It's
are
a
really
good
good.
signing.
Maybe they'll get a line in place for Joe Burrow. No, what's his name? Oh, how about the Baker Mayfield thing yesterday?
That Baker Mayfield tweet was crazy.
So, for those of you who don't know, Kevin Stefanski was the coach of the Cleveland Browns when Baker Mayfield was Baker Mayfield has always been like, I hate the Browns since he left. And now Stefanski is the head coach of the Atlanta Falcons, who are in the same division as Baker Mayfield, who's now in Tampa Bay. And yesterday, someone posted a tweet being like,
I have it in front of me.
Okay, go ahead.
So, a reporter in Atlanta, which is where Stefanski's hired, which is in the same division that Baker's now in with the Bucs. Okay. Reporter says Falcons' Kevin Stefanski had a dumpster fire at quarterback in Cleveland. Baker Mayfield and Deshaun Watson failed, which started a chain reaction to 11 other starters.
Baker Mayfield didn't. They made the playoffs.
I know.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Baker quote tweets it and goes, failed is quite the reach, pal. Still waiting on a text/call from him after I got shipped off like a piece of garbage. Can't wait to see you twice a year, coach. That's awesome. That's what makes the NFL the beast it is.
And then Joe Thomas, also, who is like an offensive lineman, came back on Twitter, quote tweeted Bakefield and said, I could be wrong, but I've heard that communication is a two-way street, and there are no laws against you, Baker, sending Stefanski a text or a call after you got traded.
What?
I feel like that's not on the player.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
No.
Player's not. What is he going to say, man?
Hey, I
Love
got
you,
traded,
thank you.
coach. Yeah,
what?
thanks for trading me. So his career basically fell off a cliff. Crazy. Where did they trade him to?
Carolina.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And then he went to
him and
LA.
Sam Darnold went to LA. Now he's on the
Yeah.
Tampa Bay Bucks.
All right. Oh, damn. It's 1:30. I was just about to get into all this Mark Carney Trump stuff. Fuck. Well, we're out of time, guys.
Great speech yesterday.
It was a great
I'm
speech,
sure
actually.
people all like that. Trump speech.
Oh, they booed the national anthem.
Oh,
I thought I
that
was going to say.
was interesting.
That was apparent on the TV. That was.
Yeah.
It was pretty loud in the arena.
I don't think that happened in Edmonton when it was all going down at the Fun Nations.
No.
I don't know. So interesting.
I say fucking rights.
Okay.
I mean,
Leave your thoughts in the comments section.
the sitting president is posting pictures of him with a map of North America. That's all a U.S. flag. Fuck him.
Yeah,
Anywho.
fair enough.
Tomorrow's a game day edition of the show. Huts is going to be joining us in studio, so excited for that. And then we're on our way to Jasper for the weekend. We're going to give you guys a special Saturday show. We're just unsure of the time right now, but we're going to get that ironed out. And yeah, giddy up. Should be a fun couple of days here on the program. Who else do we have tomorrow besides Huts? Or it's just Huts? Just Huts. Friday, Penyotis Friday this week. So there you go.
Sounds good. Maybe we can have someone from Jasper join us in studio too. I don't know. Just throwing off the top of my head.
Yeah, a whole bunch of people are going to be out there. So yeah, we'll figure it out. Okay, that's a wrap, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Enjoy your Wednesday. Oil up. What's up, Nation citizens? If you enjoyed today's episode of Oilers Nation Every Day, make sure you hit the subscribe button here on our YouTube to not miss any of our content. We got you covered from interviews, insight, analysis, everything you need to stay up to date on everything around the team. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a video.